the other Breeders' Cup qualifier is race number 9 at Saratoga. It is the Grade 1 Hyper Invitational. It is going to get you into the Turf Sprint on Breeders' Cup Saturday. This has a purse of 500,000, and we are going 5.5 furlongs on the turf, the outer turf course, or the melon turf course, but also the outer turf course. But I do just want to say one thing, and I just want to pull up here it is right here. I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit, Raider Jim, and then I want you to get your thoughts on this race. But I don't know if when you were going through this, the 10-horse Coppola, I don't know if you noticed, but if you look at this horse's last 3 races, this horse ran on April 8th, it ran May 3rd, and it ran May 17th. And it will run June 7th. That will be 4 races in 2 months. And I know this is a sprint horse, but that seems a bit much. That was something that jumped out to me. And again, I'm not, Dale Romans and the connections and all that stuff. They're dialed in, and I'm not, I'm just kind of asking questions here. It seems a bit like a lot in a 2-month span. And if you look at the numbers, the last time this horse ran in an ungraded stakes race, it dropped from 90 all the way down to 77. But Raider Jim, I'd just like to get your thoughts there and your thoughts on the Hyper overall.
Yeah, I kind of see it the same way. You look at what this go back to, it won't even be 2 months. If you go back to April 8th, it ran April 8th at Keeneland. It ran, as you said, Churchill Downs May 3rd, and again at Pimlico on the 17th. And not just ran, it was in a listed stakes on the 17th. And then it was in 2 grade 2 races prior to that. And now it's here. That is really, to me, it's a lot of stress on that horse. You're asking a lot of that horse, especially, no disrespect to any of the trainers, jockeys, or the horse itself, but you have to go back to January 25th, last time that horse saw the winner's circle.
Yeah.
And that was in a limited listed stakes race. And then after that, 5th, 6th, 4th. I don't know if it was necessary to put this horse in the race, but for some reason they decided they wanted to see how he was going to perform. But no, I don't think you're wrong at all.
Okay. And your thoughts on the Hyper?
And what do I think about the race itself? Well, let me start with the fact it's named after the 3-year-old champion Hyper from back in 1962. It's been a very good race, year in, year out. 22 and 23 back-to-back wins for Casa Creed. Won the race 2 times in a row, as did in 2017 and 18 Disco Partners. So there's some of the trivia that I just can't resist, but I have to instill it every time that you give me a microphone and say something worthwhile. I'm pulling up the list now. I want to make sure I have it in front of me. This is a bigger field, 10 horses, and it's not an easy field either. The easiest part about it is the horse that is going to probably end up in the winner's circle is going to make you no money because it's number 2. Think Big, already at 6-5, and that's not going to get any better, folks. I hate to tell you. I wanted to like the 5 horse, Arzak, but I can't based on the last couple races that I looked at. I just don't know. At 8-1, it's got good value. I just don't think Arzak is racing at a plateau where he's going to make a race of it or challenge. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just me. AG Bullet, the 9 horse, I've always liked, and I'm going to like that horse again. I like the 9 horse a lot. AG Bullet, 7-2 right now, so that's not bad. It's not great. I do like Our Shot, the 3 horse at 8-1. Not a bad horse. I think we're going to see a good competition out of that. This is going to be a real 3 or 4 horse race, though. and the 4 horses are going to be 2 Think Big, 3 Our Shot. Arzak might surprise me, but I don't see Arzak as being that 3rd horse. But I think AG Bullet will be in there. Um, Ilagan also, the 8 horse at 10-1. There's your best value. Could get an upset, could get in there. Grab the place, grab the show. Definitely will not grab the winner circle.
Yeah, this is very, very kind of different than the first 2 races we talked about. Now we do have a clear favorite, but I don't think it's as obvious. I do expect Think Big. Think Big is at the top of my ticket and kind of what I would expect. But as you mentioned, 6-5 morning line probably will drop below even money by the time the bell rings. So that's interesting. But the I think the big overarching storyline for this race, it's kind of what you mentioned with the 5 horse Arzak and the trending. I think all of these horses are trending downwards except for Think Big.
Right.
And it's an interesting field because again, it's not like the race we just talked about where, oh, we're going to see some Breeders' Cup Classic runners here. Obviously, these are turf horses, so that wouldn't be happening anyway. But I don't know. I think Big definitely the favorite, but the one underneath that I think actually has the most value out of anyone is the 4 horse, My Boy Prince. I really like what's kind of clicked with this horse now that they've put this horse on the turf. Now, the dialing back in distance is a bit of a concern, but if you look at the PPs, you can kind of understand the thinking. The first time this horse went on to turf, it was running at a mile, ran in the Woodbine mile, and ran very well. A 93, dropped down, big time into a 78, running at the same distance. Went up to a mile and a 16th, then ran an 87, and then they dialed it back to 6 furlongs, and this horse ran a career best 95. So I think they figured out, okay, this is a turf horse, and now they've figured out, okay, this is a turf sprint horse. And again, with the other horses beside Think Big that are kind of trending downward in my direction, or in my view, My Boy Prince maybe not in the same level as quickly as Think Big is trending upward. I do think My Boy Prince is. And again, I think they figured out this horse is a turf sprint horse. Let's lean into it. 10-1. I really like the value there. And then some others, again, Ilagan, as you mentioned, love the value and I love the consistency. The interesting part of this is a lot of jockey changes on this horse. We've seen a couple from Irad, or one from Irad Ortiz, a couple others, and then now it's Jose Ortiz. So I don't know, something to keep an eye on. You don't see that a ton, but I really do like the value of Ilagan. AG Bullet, I think the price is a little too short for me. I would really like to, be a fly on the wall for, Richard Baltus and their connections. What's it took a little while for this horse to be figured out to be a sprint horse, and I say that with a question mark because I don't even know if they want this horse to be a sprint horse. Last 6 races, I'm just going to go distances: 1 mile, 6.5 furlongs; 1 mile, 5 furlongs; 1 mile, 5.5 furlongs. So this is the first time AG Bullet has ran back-to-back sprint races. Again, it's just odd. And as I think you mentioned, but AG Bullet was really not good as a small or a very short money favorite back at Churchill in its season debut. Did not run well. So I don't know. I think 7-2 is too short of a number for me. But again, where's other value? My last little upset pick is going to be the 7 horse Bold Journey. 20-1. This is a veteran dirt horse that has regressed on the dirt side, but was running at a pretty high level. They put this horse back on the turf, and ran very, very well back in May at 22-1, finished second in between My Boy Prince and Ilagan. I think Bold Journey's worth a look. Maybe not the easiest field to deal with, but at 20-1, certainly worth a look when you are needing to find value, and that's what you need to do in this race. Unless you have a big wallet to go with Think Big. So that's probably the only way you make some money off of the 2 horse.